to me, no one wanted it more than Kobe. Ever that I've ever got a chance to play with. That motherfucker wanted it. I used to drive out, and I live in LA, and he live out in the OC, and he's like, well, you might want to come, grab a hotel tonight because we're gonna be up early. Like, what's early, bro? He's like, yeah, we're gonna be on the track at 4:30. Like, nigga, the sun doesn't come up for 2 more hours. Like 4:30. I was a rider for him because he led by example. The motherfucker came back and shot the free throws with an Achilles, played with the separated shoulder shot, left-handed. I seen him dislocate several fingers and pop him back. He was a soldier. You know what I mean? And I love that shit because I'm a football player at heart. So to me, it was just like, bro, you ain't gotta say shit to me. You already know who we fight, if that's what it is. You know what I mean? Or let's go. You did your thing on Dancing with the Stars, bro. You was out there dancing your ass out, bro. Hey, you fucked it up for a lot of other athletes and entertainers now, bro. Like, you set the bar. But I just want to congratulate you. We was checking you out, bro.
I think the cool thing about Dancing with the Stars, the biggest thing I took from it, I realized after being on there, after we did the first run through, I'm like, I think that it's a lot of other athletes that can dance.
Yeah.
I think they don't want to take their cool button and just turn it off.
You might have opened the door for that then.
That's it, Joe. Like, I was like, gee, if I'm going to be up here, I'm going to have a good... Plus, I got kids. I think once you have kids...
You don't take yourself so serious.
I'm like, dog, my daughter tell me I do it wrong every day.
trying to get all the new dances.
Man, she be like, Dad, that's not, oh my God, what are you doing? All right, move. You messing up my video.
Right.
Get out the video.
Yeah.
So I done dealt with a lot of that. And I when I did the show, I think just seeing how many athletes was like, yo, I checked it out. Like, yo, I was watching it. My girl watched that. My wife watched that. My parents watched that. Like, they was talking about it. My aunt was telling me about it.
But normally it's the ones that can't dance though, so it's like they fucking us up for it. I was actually so I got asked to do Dancing with the Stars during the lockout when I played for the Lakers, and I declined it. And then just at the time, it was 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago. But then that's the time Meta ended up doing it, and he was out there with 2 left kneecaps, so it was just like, damn.
I mean, it's fun to watch though.
That's dope, especially like I said, you knew what you was like. You was really out there fucking it up, man. Yeah. I just wanted to commend you on that, bro.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate it. Thank you for being our first guest. It's a comfort of mine to have my big brother Ahrii with me. I've had him, my younger brother, my oldest brother, always competitive under one roof. So it was like, ever since quote unquote making it, like, I've been glued to having them around to check any bullshit.
Right. You need it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I just get to acting like some character that y'all don't know, like, I just need them around.
Have y'all had to wrangle him back in it all? You should have seen your brother's face when I asked him that shit. He said, "Yeah, man."
You know what I'm saying? But you need that.
Come on, man.
You need that.
I gotta say though, it's like a vice versa thing, because in a lot of ways you can do the same. Like, he could do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a give and take, but at the same time, it's like, it's a good learning experience, and it's a good way to, like, ground yourself in somebody else's knowledge. Yeah. So. Yeah, it was
cool for that. I'll give you that. I being in the NBA, because you remember we chopped it when I was this was my second year in the league, when we had the thing, we did the little fashion show. We had to do
in New York.
What was it? A swimwear line?
Yeah.
Swimwear line. We came out, we did it. They was like, "You want to do it?" I had just started walking. Matt was out there doing it.
You was fresh off a kneecap, or knee surgery, I mean.
ACL, right.
What's up with you in the kneecap?
Yeah, I don't know, but that shit slid out, but I remember that. That's right.
Yeah, I had the little knee sleeve on, everything. Yeah. We walked in the show.
All y'all had on little shorts.
We did that, then we all sitting there, and this
little shorts. This for little shorts was cool, though. This is the beginning.
Yeah, I was there with y'all.
Started little shorts.
I was there with y'all.
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable out there.
I saw him, and it was cold. It was cold, too.
I remember sitting down, and we just finally sat down, and we started chopping about how we didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
We did. We was both convinced to be here.
Yeah.
And now we just here. We stepping out into something new, man. So
yeah, that's dope.
Oh, it was new. Yeah, that was new.
Now that I think about it, what's that, 2012?
Yeah, that was a good minute ago, bro.
2012. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fashion Week.
I know one of the things I wanted to ask you was, of course, just asking when you went green. You know what I'm saying? As far as thinking about it as like, fuck just smoking it or marketing it and finding I'm gonna do it all the way business with it and stay go. You know what I'm saying? Like going green, period.
And pushing the dialogue.
Like, yeah, like
well, I think the education was the part that other people may have missed. Obviously, I feel like Ricky Williams, the football player, was a little bit ahead of his time, and he was speaking on at the time on how it made him feel, and they wasn't ready for that, because we can all speak on, if you consume, you know how it makes you feel, and it's what you feel like you need. But once the medical research started coming back with it, they couldn't really debate it no more. I was someone who, both my parents were functioning drug addicts. Like, they was on drugs. That's just what it was in the 80s. But we never went without, always fed, always taken care of. But I stole weed from my dad for the first time, like at 14, and smoked it. Got a headache the first time, but I wasn't no quitter. Tried it again and kind of just, fell in love with it. And I just always knew, because I had a tough childhood. So I just always knew every time I consumed, it took me to a different place. It allowed me to focus, block shit out. And so from there, from 14 to today, all through high school, all through UCLA, my entire, 15-year career in professional basketball, it was just something I felt like I needed. But like I said, until you started coming with the educational, because there was never funding for the positive benefits of it. It was always funding for the negatives. Yeah. So once they started funding the positive effects from it, we started making headway. And, now we're here today. They don't even test for it in the league no more, which is a beautiful thing, because we went through real penitentiary chances when we was out there doing what we was doing.
Penitentiary chances.
Yes.
That to me is the craziest part of it. It's like the fact that we used to look at it no longer than like 10, 15 years ago as like a, almost like a little mini death sentence,
right.
When it comes to your career or your
people
job.
People have lost their careers in professional sports over cannabis, when, they want to force feed us all these opioids and Toradol shots and all this other shit to keep us doing what we do, but want to penalize us, take our money, and possibly ban us from the league for smoking weed, which is crazy to me.
I totally get the brand of basketball and protecting the brand as opposed to just any type of smoking, period. It's just health-wise not technically good for you.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be able to argue smoking is good for you. I understand protecting that. I've always looked at it like, you look at other years where guys are getting in trouble for weed and it's all this other stuff. And you talk about the game right now, and you talk about how guys are scoring the ball, the focus, and a lot of these guys, they're just.
Hey, they said it in the bubble. It was like a smoke fest in that motherfucker. They said they was getting it in.
I think there's a calm that comes
with it,
where it's just like, I'm not in trouble. Nobody's looking over my back. I don't panic. The night before, it's just if that's what they choose to do. You're asleep, you go to sleep relaxed, and then you're waking up tomorrow.
Keep your ass in the room for most part, but like I said, we used to have to carry around our drink. We used to worry about, shit, we blow it down too loud in the hotels because we getting, it was just so much you had to. I would play full games and then go get on the bike or go sit in the steam room after, just to sweat all that shit out. Make sure you eat clean, make sure you drink a lot of water, and then, have your drink on you, just because once they went to the 4 randoms, it was anybody's game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was anybody. I remember one time I got in trouble, bro, with the Clippers, but I got traded to Memphis, so I was in the program while I was in there. I was getting tested once a week. They would come to my house, but I was still smoking. But that's just how much on the regimen I was, like knowing exactly what I needed to do to get my levels down by the time I knew the P-Man was coming. It was an art, but now I feel kind of good.
But it's like this. It's like, if it's down to a science like that, can somebody really be bad?
Right. But like I said, we had to. I was just speaking to all the added pressure. Like that's what we had to do to get it off. But now today they can, like you said, freely just. Man, my knee is sore. I can't sleep. We just played motherfucking Portland. We got a back-to-back in San Antonio. You take a while to get. Once you get there, so I just go in the bathroom, hit it, and go to sleep. But now I used to have to trip. Now you don't.
I'm all for the better brand of basketball if it removes anxiety from a lot of the players around the league to say we're not testing for that, and they don't have to look over their shoulder. I feel like you get a better performance. And if you're sitting at home as a fan, that's all you want.
Right, absolutely. No, I want to shout out, obviously, Al, our boy Al Harrington, because he,
for sure.
For him to sit down with David Stern, and he was so anti, David Stern came in when the league was too black and had too many drugs, you know what I mean? So for the fact that Al to sit down and have that conversation with them, and he, the progressive answer he gave, and Adam Silver's all about progression, you know what I mean? So, I know Al was going, I was going, we were talking to the Players Association, talking to the NBA, they were getting their individual doctors. First thing I heard is the NBA with PA was very for it. The NBA still wasn't. The doctors had to somehow meet in the middle. And then lo and behold, when they went to the bubble, they just didn't test. And like I said, saw great basketball out there. Great basketball in crazy situations and times in the world. To your point, we've come so far because that stereotype just 10 years ago was you could be done playing.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
It was you will be done playing. Like, it was almost as bad as cocaine to an extent.
Oh,
like,
man, I'll never forget.
When I first came to LA, I would go around seeing cocaine was more socially accepted. I came to LA in '98 when I went to UCLA, so we started moving around, and you would see cocaine everywhere, and people would be ducked off smoking weed. And I'm like, this shit is ass backwards, ain't it?
Right.
This shit is crazy.
All the smoke. How did it come about? How do you say me, Steven Jackson, two mics, roll? Like, what is that?
That shit was so lucky, bro. It was random. So we were both working for ESPN and Fox, both of us going back and forth to networks. And I think people were surprised to, first of all, see both of me and him on those kind of shows. But we kept getting positive feedback, like, we love your real takes, blah, 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 blah. So I had my house in the Bay, and we were still out, and we was out there we were smoking one day, and I was like, yo, we need to do something together. He's like, what you thinking? I was like, a podcast. He's like, what's a podcast? Like, I don't know what it is, but I know we could smoke and cuss and we could drink on it. Like, would you just be us? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, ESPN is Disney and Fox is Fox. Like, you got to kind of walk that line. You could be you to an extent.
Exactly.
I knew that if we shot a podcast, we could just be us. So fast forward maybe like a month later, I shoot a podcast, or excuse me, I shoot a documentary. I'm a piece of DeMarcus Cousins. I think it's Resurgent, his documentary from Showtime. And one of the producers asked after, he's like, yeah, I heard you want to do a podcast. I'm like, shit, how'd you hear that? And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to still learn what it is. He's like, well, Showtime is starting a new Showtime basketball, department under their umbrella. He connected the dots for us. So I went and just pitched an idea, no sizzle, no nothing. Like, yo, just me and, Steven Jackson. And I don't want it to be like a microphone in your face, like interview, like interrogation. I want it to be like a man cave, kick back, smoke, drink, and just have like a conversation like there are no cameras there.
Yeah.
And that was literally my pitch. And they took that shit. So first season, we really didn't know what we had until, we just started getting these interviews, and, we came out the gate swinging strong, grabbing people left and right, and just started really getting a following, and next thing we know, we're seeing our podcast on ESPN and Fox, and they're taking our edits to lead segments on these networks. I'm just like, yo, we got something going on here. Did the Kobe interview, it went crazy, and then it happened to be his last interview. You know what I mean? So it was just like there was a lot of attention from obviously that conversation we had, but the fact that it was one of his last thing, it just started people like, all the smoke. People kept saying all the smoke, all the smoke, all the smoke. And, from there, we go on our first year to win Sports Podcast of the Year, against Bill Simmons and Colin Cowherd and all these dudes that have kind of dominated this space for so long. Two niggas just came in here smoking weed and took the space. You know what I mean? It's different.
I'm applause, man.
Y'all too, man.
So
all the smoke.
But it just really showed me, in the process, I didn't really know what we were doing, but we were kind of just paving the path for our folks. You know what I mean? Showing the people, like, because all the world wants to really know is what is it really like to be something? What is it really like to be an NBA, NFL rapper? Like, they really want to know the insight. So who better to give it to them than us?
Somebody on the inside.
So often other people have been telling our stories, and, I use this analogy. So I'm like, Stephen A. Smith is great at, giving his take and this and that, but he's never been in that locker room. He's never been, what is it like to, you got to sing 2 to go to overtime. He can't tell you that. He can give you all kinds of other shit, but he can't tell you that.
He can tell you what you're supposed to be doing.
Right. But he can't tell you that. So I was just like, there's so many of us that could really get our thoughts out and really give you that kind of experience. So why not? And now you're seeing it, not that we were the first. Like, I think you saw Q Rich and shout out Q Rich and D Miles with the knucklehead shit. Like they started doing it first, and I kind of think like we came on and just kind of continued to open the doors for our brothers, and I think it's a beautiful thing because as long as you got something to say, man, podcasts are there. And what I was telling you before we got on camera was just like, bro, you guys master this shit because this is going to open so many more doors into whatever you want to do, producing, directing, speaking engagements, like whatever it may be. Like people get to know the real y'all right here. You know what I mean?
I was seeing that on y'all show when y'all had Dame on there, Dame Dash.
Yeah,
he made Steve
on
site act, and I don't know if Jack even realized like how big that moment was.
And he killed it.
Cause I'm like, gee,
it shocked me. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, he went into it.
He
went right into it like he had been practicing and not telling nobody.
He wants to act though. It's been
I
known
could see
that he wants
but you
to.
saw the excitement in him. Like it was cool as hell, and I think that's so cool that y'all do that. What else would you say? Being on the podcast and sharing your story, sharing other side of you, what opportunity came that's just like so left you like, I can't believe, you know what I'm saying?
Man, speaking engagements for a lot of money. Then I'm just like, you want me to talk for how long, for how much? Shit, sign me up. Producing now, I got a couple shows that I'm producing over at the Showtime Network now. Also I'm creating the process of creating the Allen Iverson podcast right now.
Oh, shit.
Just really building out the platform of Showtime basketball. We picked up KG, Paul Pierce, Jamal Crawford, a couple of my homeboys from UCLA. Like they're just really over there letting me kind of build out stuff that I feel like our people want to see, our people want to watch, and it's been a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? And now that we're in this space and we're not just considered athletes, it's just like, we can produce, we can direct, we can host, we can do it all. You know what I mean? And through the podcast, I feel like I'm getting those opportunities like more than ever now because, once you're retired normally, and I wasn't no star, I was a role player. I'll keep it real. For like 15 years, I did my job. Could have played as long as I wanted. But normally people like us kind of just fade off when they're done. You know what I mean? But for me to kind of stay just as relevant, if not more, now that I'm done, because I'm on ESPN, because I'm on All the Smoke, because I have a couple other TV shows coming out. It's just like, these doors are really opening for us, and I feel like it's because the podcast hit.
So, he been for the longest been trying to get me to tap into these other spaces.
Well, because you got a unique life where you got to think like, although you've had a reality show, like you got an amazing spouse. You know what I mean? So to you, like your personal, to me, I always tell people like, however far you want to go is what you're going to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like you being comfortable sharing your experience, obviously, is like people will feel that, people will understand that, people can relate to that. You know what I mean? And all that at the end of the day is just going to equal money somehow, some way.
Right. Yeah.
I wanted to get back to the show, All the Smoke. What was your favorite moment on the show? And then at the same time, was there a moment on the show where it didn't get aired, but it was like something that you really enjoyed doing, talking about, whatever the case?
No, we really what you see is what you get with the show. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's not too much editing. So it's, we're on from the jump. I think what I like the most about our show is when we do our live shows is just our environment. You know what I mean? You'll walk up and, there'll be food, we'll be smoking or having a drink, listening to music, talking shit. So I really feel like by the time we get to actually interview, like I said, you're going to talk like there's no cameras because you're comfortable.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like to me, I feel like we've been able to create an environment where guys let their walls down. Like they don't have to feel like, damn, if I'm going to say some shit on here, they're going to try to flip this shit upside down and do some
low
bullshit.
Key, I'm not going to lie. That's how I felt about their show at first until I started following your Instagram. And I saw it was like a crossover between how you are with your kids, and how you're with them. You with them a lot, and you with them like dolo.
Yeah,
I don't see many nannies. I don't see people around assisting you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I'm in the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm here doing my thing, and then at the same time, the way he shows a lot on his Instagram on how they prepare for the podcast, and I follow Stack too at the same time. So it was I could see, what they're doing up until I know y'all smoking and kicking it, but at the same time it's you could tell whoever's coming into that environment, like it's way more welcome.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, you know, like you're being handed off. Or it
And
doesn't
even
feel
if we
like
don't know that, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to feel like you tiptoe. You know, like you and I have never met. You know what I mean? I've known bro for a minute, but you know, but like I said, no matter, like once you come in, your family, we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk a little bit before we even get on air just to make sure that everybody is comfortable with it. And you know, and obviously you can kind of get away with more on these podcasts and everything, but I feel a responsibility because, you know, there was the Kwame Brown situation where he thought, or Jack said something jokingly, and then he tried to go in on both of us. And, you know, I just kind of feel a responsibility as an athlete in media to always understand like where we're coming from. You know what I mean? Like I never want to be the motherfucker that says some crazy shit when people see it in the locker room or something like, bro, you just finished playing. Why are you on that kind of, you know, it ain't like that. Right. So I feel like there's a way, you know, cause you know, my job with ESPN is to sometimes critique, but I feel like there's a way you can critique without disrespecting. You know what I mean? Because
that's
like,
what I like.
A lot of people wish they could do what we did. You know, a very small 5,000 of us have ever played in the NBA, you know, give or take. So it's just like, everyone wants that, but I just have a hard time with people who've never played it that just are so negative. Like, motherfucker, if you could do it, you would have, but you can't, so you talk about it. You know what I mean? So I just feel like whether it's ESPN or the podcast, like, yeah, we're going to talk our shit and have fun, but like to me, if it has to go in something where we have to critique or something, to me, there's still a way to almost like positive, like reinforcement or encouragement because, you know, like, bro, you're bullshitting, blah, 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 blah. But this is how you, so to me, it's just like, I never want to use any platform on to just put nobody down because I know how hard it is just to survive in that motherfucking league, man.
Surviving in the league.
I don't even call it surviving because what you all sometimes go through, like just like Russell Westbrook, for instance.
Crazy.
Like,
can we dive into this? We gonna get to all of this. I ain't gonna lie, I've been waiting to talk about this, bro. And of course, with my dog being the guest, we're gonna let him have the floor first on it. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the criticism that came his way? Because I see it both ways. It's just the disrespect to him is a little too much.
Too much.
And at the same time, though, how would you handle it versus what he's doing?
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. And the one thing I tell people about playing in the NBA, playing in LA, but then being a Laker, because I was on both sides of the fence, there's nothing like being a Laker, first and foremost. You know what I mean? And it's like a magnifying glass, not only on your game, but your life. You know what I mean? Just they're on you. So the one thing I will say is, when I say I understand, Russ just hasn't played well this year. There's been times where he's been great, but he just hasn't played well at times this year. But I think that the fact that it's happening in a Laker uniform is magnified. You know, the fact that they brought Russ in to play with AD and LeBron, you know, this was whether you agreed with the fit or not, like this was a big three that was, you know, supposed to win a championship. So with all the built up hype around it, people are always gonna, you know, do the most in the media. But I agree with you, man. I think the disrespect is way over the top. I think I'm disrespecting the family. Like, it's just
has his play been that bad?
No, you play with him. Bron is a ball dominant person. I don't mean it in a bad way. That's just who he is, and he's great at it. He's going to be the #1 scorer all time, and he's top 10 in assists. So who else hands would you rather have the ball?
Nobody's going to have.
But when you bring Russ in, to me, I think the disconnect was that Russ and Bron really never got enough time to play together to kind of figure out, like, bro, you go, I go, you go, I go. So I feel like when Russ gets it, he feels like he has to just make something happen, because if Bron's going to have it, most of the time Russ is not a spot-up shooter. Russ is not accustomed to catch and go. Russ has had the ball in his hands since he's been in the league.
I was having a conversation with some of my best friends growing up. They were watching me in Cleveland. And they like, bro, you always shoot that. Why you ain't shoot that? Like, why you hesitating now? And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. Like, because I'm with Bron now, Kyrie is my second option. K-Love is my third. And I got Swish on the court with me because they got me playing 3 to guard the offset matchup. So I'm like, though I'm not a 3, I'm kind of playing 3, and I'm literally like the last scoring option. And in the heartbeat of a game, I'm like, I know y'all don't get it, but I'm like, it's a bigger shot if it's coming from me, who they know has no rhythm right now. I'm literally running around. I haven't touched the ball, My job is to cut the head off the snake right now because I'm chasing around whoever they decide to put me on. But I'm like, I literally haven't touched the ball in about a quarter and a half.
And it's not that you want to shoot it, you just want to touch that bitch.
Yeah.
Just
I'm like, bro, I just need to feel like, come off a double screen with the energy of the ball feeling like it's coming. I'm like, I haven't done none of that. I've been standing 2 foot planted in the corner every possession.
Yeah.
Now we killing. It's a great game if you're watching. But if you've watched me, bro, I have no rhythm. All 4 of the players on the court know that I have no rhythm.
Right.
So it's damn near an insult for me to just catch it on a random, you wide open, just chuck this one. I'm like, yeah, I could chuck it, but I better make it. Because now at this point, it's like, bro, we needed that possession. They left you open to try and, it's a game plan. It's how we would do.
How many years did you play?
9. Well, 10 technically, but it wasn't a full year, so I say 9.
See, and I feel like you definitely could have played more, but at the same time, what you just explained is understanding your role.
Oh no, for sure. That's what, and I had an argument with my homies. Cause
you know you're better than that. You know you can score. You know this.
I'm
you know
like,
that.
Shorty, you know who? You know me.
Right.
Now they watch Russ, and I'm hearing them talk crazy about Russ, like saying he's. I'm like, bro, y'all can't. I'm him. I'm like, y'all remember me going from New York and playing point guard, and I'm getting Dougie with the ball, doing all that. I went over there. Y'all didn't see me do it no more. People thought I couldn't dribble no more. I'm like, it's nothing wrong. I'm like, Kyrie is the primary ball handler. He need the ball to be Kyrie. Y'all want him to be Kyrie and score 40, but y'all also want me and Swish to be 25 and 6. I'm like, it ain't enough basketballs on the court for our styles. And I'm like, y'all seeing Russell Westbrook run into an issue with the style of play.
I think all this is magnified again. 1, because you're playing with Bron. Actually, I say 1 because you're with the Lakers. 2, because you're playing with LeBron.
You was just speaking on the alpha male mentality that stars have, and now with this, I like to call it the new league, with us playing, that other version of basketball that, honestly, I'd say me and you are more accustomed to, the more hand-checky. We ain't getting in as much trouble for if you slap the glass. Like, you could get into it a little bit more. How much of that do you feel like is missed in today's game? Do you feel like it's a better game without that?
I think you could probably ask each era, and they will probably say no, because to me the league has got softer and softer and softer to where it's like powder puff now. Yeah. And I say that with not disrespecting any players in the league. That's just what the league has turned into. The league wants more highlights. It wants more dunks. It wants more threes, because that sells more tickets and merchandise and all this other shit. So I understand the trajectory of where the league is trying to get to, because it continues to grow on a global scale. And at the end of the day, that's business. So that's going to, fuck with the margins in a positive way. But, for someone who, prided itself on playing defense and being able to be physical, like, you don't really, that's why these people stick out like a sore thumb. If you see a Marcus Smart or a Patrick Beverly or a PJ Tucker or a few guys that come to mind, they're like the last of a dying breed. You know what I mean? And on my way out, it was like me and Artest and Zebo and guys like that. Like they're just slowly but surely not really having that type of play, that type of mentality, and that type of player. So you're not really seeing them too much anymore. Like, these kids now are so skilled, bro.
It's just,
why do you think though that it doesn't seem like they're as tough as they should be, or
because
as tough as
they don't have to. They don't have to be like this.
But nobody's winning.
Yeah, this next generation is different. Everybody is friends. Everybody knows everybody. And I think it starts before you even get to the league. Like, these dudes have been playing. I coached my twins who were 13. So, these dudes have been playing against each other since they were teenagers. You know what I mean? So it's more of a, like, even if we are cool, like, if you're on the other team, it's fuck you during the game. Straight like, I might say, what's up with you? About to be a tap, check in at the beginning, but we gonna go to war. Like, this, the game now is not, and I'm saying this is not even a bad thing. It's just the way the game is now. It's just not that. Like, it's more go out there and you put on your show and I'm gonna put on my show and we're gonna see who wins.
Speaking of that, like, who would be your most competitive teammate? Like,
ooh, I'd have to say Kobe.
What do you mean? Who's the cold, bro?
And CP.
CP.
Kobe and CP, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, CP's pretty.
Yeah.
He's more than I
Kobe,
thought too.
The Kobe answer just isn't fair because you've seen him in practice. It's too much
Yeah.
video of him going. I'm saying, like, there's story, there's video. Like, I don't know too much about CP3.
But it was something about Kobe's
being
look.
tough.
It was Kobe's look. I've never seen somebody mean it. Like you remember, you know what I'm saying though. Kobe would look you in your eye, and I always said this. It's like he wasn't looking at me.
through you.
He looking through you.
Yeah, it's like I was like next opponent, like he ain't built for this type of conversation type thing. Like it was just like how he delivering his message. It's like
his shit was mental. You know, obviously he worked so hard for the skill level he had, but the mental shit was just as important to him on and off the court. You know what I mean? So if he can mentally fuck with you somehow, whether it's looking through you or not flinching when I put the ball in his face, or elbowing you, grabbing you, you know, you guard him, so you know he would elbow you right in the sternum. Like he would do, and like I said, then he would just take off running. You got to chase his ass, like, and it's just like
you got to start.
He was. That's why, you know, once he and I got on the same page, it was just so seamless, and we became cool off the court. Yeah. Just as cool as we were on the court, because like it was like you said, that you know that motherfucker wants it more, or as much if not more. And then to me, no one wanted it more than Kobe ever that I've ever got a chance to play with. That motherfucker wanted it and worked that hard to get it. You know what I mean? Like I used to drive out, and I live in LA and he live out in the OC, and you know, he's like, well, you might want to come, you know, grab a hotel tonight because we're gonna be up early. Like, what's early, bro? He's like, yeah, we're going to be on the track at 4:30. Like, nigga, the sun doesn't come up for 2 more hours. Like 4:30? Like, yeah, you know, we're on the court. And then we go to the weight room, and we lift weights so hard that I didn't even feel like I can get my arms above my head to shoot. You know what I mean? And he's just getting the, so it's just, to me, his work and his grind and his ethic, like I was a rider for him because he led by example. Like if I'm the best player in the world to do this, and playing through, the motherfucker came back and shot the free throws with an Achilles, played with the separated shoulder shot left-handed. I seen him dislocate several fingers and pop him back. Like he was a soldier. You know what I mean? I love that shit because I'm a football player at heart. So to me, it was just like, bro, you ain't got to say shit to me. You already know who we fighting, if that's what it is. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Like,
where we at?
I always loved that about like playing with, because I when I played with the Knicks, I think I right away got thrown into this pot. Like we low key had a team that it was like everybody was at the end of their career, but it was like I get to play with J Kidd and she and Stat, like, and Tyson, bro. I'm like, we got all them on the team, and Melo and Swish. I'm like, this is insane, dog. I'm like, I'm looking at it like that, and now as I'm sitting down, processing it on the look back of things, having those guys when I'm going through them times where I'm like, because I needed that loyalty phase of like feeling like it's this locker room against the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I learned how to play alongside guys and say, I'll do the dirty work. All right, cool. So what I'm like, I'm like putting myself in shoes. I'm like, I'm like Randy Brown over here. All right, cool. Who I'm in? Who am I? Like, I'm Ron Harper. Y'all want me to play one when I come in? I'm Ron Harper. When I come in, shorty, I'll do whatever. But it's like, you start learning to do that. But I loved that. I loved having the tag next to my name of, well, I know Swish and Shump ain't finna go for that shit. Like by the time they check in, all this extra shit y'all got, all this extra flexing, it's gone. Like I hated when I was coming into games toward the end of that Cleveland, what you call it? Like I would come in the game and I couldn't touch nobody. Like I remember the game getting to that where they was just like, nah. I'm like, bro, literally just last year I had my fucking elbow in Steph Curry's rib running off screen.
It used to be like in walkthrough, like check the screener when they come through the middle. Like you used to have to put a forearm on, and you have to in practice. Like you had to do it. You had to do it to your own teammates.
Because these dudes so big, if you don't, they gonna
run you over.
And run you over. I always hit them first.
Yeah,
because I play football, so hit them first. Like,
and then it got to that when everybody was
flopping and doing all that other
285-pound man. Like, they don't even fall off balance. They
soccer shit, man. They brought that European soccer shit over here.
It's crazy.
Oh,
do you feel like the brand of basketball now that guys don't take it as I don't want to work out with you or whatever, but we're gonna all work together to make sure we're as skilled as possible. Yeah. Do you like it better now that guys, everybody can shoot the three, everybody can?
Not so much. like as a fan, not so much. Like I enjoy a different brand of basketball. I understand that than everybody else. Like I like a low scoring game, a physical game, a game where everybody, we holding on to every point.
Yeah.
Like every point is important. Every score is important. And it's like, it's not the same when certain players have a relationship, or certain players are cool, or they dapping up, or they kicking it
that
after the
contest
game.
might not look as real to you.
No, it doesn't go to that. No, it don't go to that. Like it don't turn into WWF type shit. But at the same time, it to me it just takes a little bit of weight. It takes a little bit of the air out of my sail. Like I don't get as excited knowing that somebody's losing or a team is going down if I know that team really didn't want it that bad, or that team is buddy, or they got a lot of respect for this guy or this person. It's just, to me, it's too much for me to handle at a point where I'm emotional about the game. Like I love, for real. Like when especially like if it's the finals,
that's that real passion.
Yeah,
I ain't
if
mad
it's the
at
finals or if it's the playoffs, it's
Yeah.
like, man, I'm holding on to this, and I don't.
You told him to speak from a fan. That was some real shit you said right there.
Yeah, and
want every point.
It's been times I done spent money. Like I don't, like it's like, bro,
gonna
like
cost
we
me
in here,
some.
yeah, we
Yeah.
in here, like,
Yeah.
and I don't bet, but at the same time, now you got
I
that
feel it,
element
though.
involved. So it's just like, I don't know, like I don't want to even delve into that either. Like I don't like knowing too much,
pressures. Yeah, the
and
pressures.
I don't like knowing too much about players. Like that's another problem I think we have nowadays. We know so
Everything.
much about them there, where it's
Yeah.
like, like even though I fuck with you, it's like I can't fuck with the personal stuff, and that's okay. But I don't want to have to see it. I don't want to have to know about it. I don't want to know.
One thing, not to cut you off, one thing I learned when I came to LA, whether it's sports, music, entertainment, like I've been able to separate the talent from the person. Because there's a lot of motherfucking weirdos,
Yeah. I
bro.
can't.
Whether it be music, acting,
do it.
athletes.
Speak on that. Bad blood. Like,
Yeah,
you
well, I
had
just-
people on
yeah.
your team who you couldn't rock with.
No,
like that.
no. I was.
Oh, okay.
It was weird because I don't know if you ever did, but I never really had nobody I didn't fuck with on my team. Like once I got the chance to know somebody, I played on 7 teams. Like once I got a chance, I didn't have no one that I just like. No, fuck him. I'm not. I never was like that. But what I say is just from a standpoint of, there's a lot of weird people out here, man, and to each his own. I respect you, but I've learned to come into LA, like, because I've just seen some of the people I really look up to, like, oh, this is what kind of motherfucker you are. So it hurts me for a second. I'm not even mad. It just hurts me for a second. But then I'm like, you're still a bad motherfucker in the booth, or you still a bad motherfucker on the field, court, blah, blah, whatever. So I've learned to kind of separate that. But what I will say is, obviously, I prefer a more, when we play, it's war type situation, but I also respect the fact that, bro, we only get one shot at this shit. So if you want to go motherfucking work out with the homie you're the best player in the world, he's the second best, go do it. You know what I mean? You want to play with that person, go do it, because you only get run at this. Like, yeah, MJ and them didn't do it, but fuck it, it's not their run right now. This is your run,
And that's
bro.
what I had to come.
This is your run right now. So make your run however you want to make run. You want to play with Luka or Steph before you finish. Like, try to do it. Like, fuck it. Like,
don't
why
play
not?
with Steph, dog. I can
Why
let
not?
you do whatever
Why-
you want.
I mean, the
son.
Steph thing, because the contrast will never work out. But
that
like
hurt.
Luka,
Yeah, come on, man, bro. Come on, son.
yeah, see, I'm not, but I'm not. I understand the purity. Like, go get it on your own. But I like, to me, like, bro, this is your story. Like, you tell your story how you want to tell it, because
He just being
you're the
funny
only.
now. He just trying to.
It's entertainment.
That's
It's
too
entertainment.
much, man.
It's
You
entertainment.
ain't Steph better not be in no pick and roll, man.
Man,
That's too
can
much.
you imagine that?
A pick and roll with Bron and Steph, and he gonna sprint into the screen.
For real.
He's gonna
Yep.
sprint full speed.
Yep, and if
you're
you try
gonna
to-
trail
he
it,
gonna
and
love
it's gonna be bad. Come on, man,
All
stop
over.
playing with me,
Well,
dog.
back to that point he just made. Do you feel the same way he does? Like,
What?
do you feel like it should?
It took me a
always be
minute to
war?
get there, though.
Oh yeah.
I'm not to that place yet where I'm like with Hollywood. I'm not gonna lie, and my wife has the obligation of having to be around a lot of different energies, and I'm not there.
Yeah,
like
I feel it.
I've tried to be there. I've tried. She probably not gonna. She's gonna say, no, he doesn't try. He just thinks everybody's, he don't want to talk to anybody. He'll go to the corner. There's nothing wrong with. She'd be like, now she just be like, there's nothing wrong with him.
That's
like,
you.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
like,
demeanor.
please don't come to me tonight saying he in the corner. I know he in the corner. Like, whatever. But it'd be like, I protect my energy.
Yeah.
And I can sit down with you for a while and go back and forth, and we could laugh and joke. I could do the banter. But when we start having a conversation, you got about 2-3 sentences in where I could see, like, gee, I can't talk
Not
to you.
you,
Yeah, like your mind is somewhere else. Your values are different. You're more like, I can't. do this. Like we're gonna end up getting. It's gonna be some sort of friction, and I've run into that so much that now I'm just like, bro, I'm gonna just stay quiet.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because, like you said, I've never had a teammate that I just don't fuck with. Like I've gotten around any of my teammates. After a while, we have a dinner, we go to do something, we have a practice where I curse him out, he cursed me out, now I love him. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that issue with people, but
I also
in
feel
Hollywood,
it's
I
different.
hear you.
This is different.
I hear
because I've been here. You got to think I've
Ooh.
been here since right when I turned 18, 1998. You know what I mean? So I didn't seen it all out here. So to me, that's why, like I said, I could feel like I could separate the person from the energy or the person from the talent. And like you said, I'm cool with everybody. Like I'm gonna shake your hand, say what's up, but like I said, I'm just gonna keep it moving.
The balance of kids. He was talking about that earlier. You doing your podcast, having your kids around. How do you?
It's tough. It's a tough thing, especially because I had my twins when I was in the league. You know what I mean? So there was so many times that traveling, I just couldn't make this, and that. Post-career, they're my priority. They come before any of my jobs. They come before all the smoke. They come before ESPN. They come before anything I have to go and do. Not saying, now with saying that, I still have to move around a lot. But lucky I'm on a schedule now where I have a week on, or I have them for the weekend and they'll go to their mom for a week. So I try to schedule my moving around when I do have them. But it's important, man. I just think there's that narrative of, especially black dads. You know what I mean? And
You see what's going on?
Right.
I am dead, boy.
And to me,
it's
it shouldn't even be, it's just a dad being period. There's plenty of deadbeat dad, regardless of the color. Yeah. And I just knew that, if I was ever blessed with the opportunity to be a father, that I was going to go all the way in. I was going to be the best dad I possibly could. So, that means long ass days. Like my days are crazy. Like I'll get up at 6:30 with the boys. We'll get ready for school. I'll drop them off. I'll work out. I'll come home. I'll prep for ESPN. I'll go shoot that show. Come over here. Like today, I'm shooting your podcast. When I get done, I got, to go pick the boys up. We got practice tonight. Then we got to go home and do homework. We got to do dinner. Then we got to go to bed.
And get it all
You know
done.
what I mean? So it's not, exactly. And it's wake up and repeat. And then, like you said, I'm coaching. You know what I mean? So now we're traveling. We have literally, depending on who you ask, like the number 1 or number 2 13-year-old team in the country.
You hit.
Yeah. So
you hit.
So when
okay.
when
that was a subtle drop for y'all, but you hear what he said.
Shout out G1. No, we got a squad for real, so we're making a show about them. But I tried to what I've tried to do.
You hear?
Yeah, right.
Look, L1 mixtape drop. Y'all hear?
So all I try to do now, obviously, is you can't. Time is key, but now I'm teaching because I have a 13-year-old twins and then a 3-year-old. So I'm teaching my 13-year-old twins now the business now. So now they have a successful podcast. We just launched season 2 of their podcast called the Barnes Boys
They
Podcast.
funny too.
They
They're gonna be here talking
man.
shit. Now they're getting endorsed sponsorship money, so they're getting sponsors. And then I'm also, then like I said, we got a really good team. So like I've teamed up with Showtime and we're making an AAU show about our team. So I'm trying to teach them the business of not only if the NBA is your path you want it, I'm gonna try to do what I can do to put you in position to get there. But whether or not that, it's gonna take a lot more of you than it is me. But whether we're going to do that or not, we're going to be straight with our business side of it too, because, we didn't learn that when we played in the league, it was, fortunately we made the league, but it was no talk about business, investing. It was about cars, jewelry, houses, women, you know what I mean? So now I just want now that the business of basketball is so prevalent amongst older athletes, I'm gonna start soaking my kids with that game. You know what I mean? So now they just signed they just created their first little LLC and they're getting money in it, and we're gonna start learning.
Crazy. What age?
13.
13 with an LLC, man.
Yeah, but just start learning the other side. How to invest, learn about crypto, learn about what's really big, right? The metaverse and the NFTs and all that kind of stuff. Because this is stuff that I'm learning in my 40s, but I didn't really start thinking business till my 30s. So I'm just trying to give them a head start as teenagers in this space, whether it's going to be athletics, business. I want to raise solid individuals that it can be successful in any direction they go. So that's why I feel like it's so important to give them that time, because if I can't give them that time, I can't teach them this shit that I'm learning at my age.
Where does that stem from? You feel like that stems from Looking at your dad?
My dad, like I said, I had a rough upbringing with my pops. He was there, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? I felt like I didn't connect with my dad until I was 27 when my mom died from cancer. You know, my dad had a tough upbringing, and he didn't know how to really be. He told me, didn't know how to be a father, didn't know how to love, didn't know how to show love. So, you know, there was abuse, there was drugs, there was violence in my childhood. You know what I mean? So like I said earlier, if I got a chance to be a father, I was going to try to do everything I could to be the best father, you know what I mean, to make up. And now my dad and I are great. Like, we're going camping in a couple of weeks, and he's a great grandfather. And to me, it's never too late.
Gave him another chance.
Right. It's never too late to be a father. So now we speak like my dad. I don't remember my dad hugging me or telling me he loved me until I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? Like, literally. And now we're great. We talk often. It's always "I love you" when we see each other, and it's a great vibe now. But like I said, now, like from a seed, whether my shit worked out with their mom or not, and I'm gonna still be the best dad I possibly can because I feel like it's needed.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've had the advantage seeing my brother deal with that. I'm of course let him talk on it, but I remember being in high school doing the NBA Top 100 camps. And it's like you said, I wish at the camp, the thing that stuck out to me was, crypto and all the shit that you're teaching your boys. But literally, they are telling us, like, yo, y'all are getting ready to enter where all the women be. You know, that was our main conversation that I took from NBA camp.
Yep.
And my fear was, once I saw my brother butting heads with, you know, it was the first time I really, because, you know, you always talking about like baby mamas, like, but it's like a terminology when you're a kid, like you don't really have no baby mama shit going on. And then my brother really had a baby mother where it's like, I'm now using the terminology all the time, like, no, his baby mother is, ooh. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It was like an eye opener for me, and I was so nervous because I'm like, this is the first time I've seen somebody deal with a pain that don't got shit to do. Like, she over there doing whatever. I don't even know what she doing today, and she could make a call over here, and his energy would change.
Fuck a whole day up.
Yeah, like he would walk past
Shit
me
is
feeling
real,
one
too.
way, get on the phone, and now his energy is a whole different way. If you want to just touch on it, I want to.
I mean, no, it's just
it's life.
It really
That shit
is.
is life,
Eventually, it is just life,
You know?
and really relationships. Like, when I had my son, I had him when I was still 19, and it was just too much. It was too much to handle, and I didn't know that. Like, that was the problem. I wasn't self-aware. Like, I really didn't know shit.
You learning on the fly.
And you do, and that's what I didn't know either. It's like I was thinking like, oh shit, like I'm all down on myself and I'm mad at myself, but I don't know how to express it because I feel like I should have known better or I should have done better. When it's just like he said, there's no fucking playbook to this. Like, there's no real there's no real way to do it right. Like, it's whatever works for you. So it's like, if you happy with what you're doing, technically, like, no matter how I feel about it from the outside looking in, can't nobody tell you different.
Everybody's situation. And, you know, my situation played out for the world to see, you know what I mean, with my ex and the situation and the dust up. But at the end of the day, all of us had to put that aside because there's kids right in the middle of this shit. You know what I mean? And that was really like the thing that got me going to begin with. So it's just like, somehow, some way, it's always got to be in the term, you know, whether it's blended family now or broken up family, whatever the situation may be, more common than not, people just, and you know, you got a relationship, so we want to make sure we keep that solid. But the reality is, you know, at some point, you're probably going to have a baby mama or a baby daddy. You know what I mean? So how do you put your bullshit aside to realize that the bigger picture is still the kids now? Whether you can't stand her, or she can't stand you, none of that shit should matter once you realize, like, we still have kids and we're going to be here. And I think, again, my shit playing out so public and nasty and in court for so long, I'm really happy to say now that, like, you know, me and my ex are on great terms, and I'm cool with my former teammate that she's married to. And, you know, we're all, because at the end of the day, like, we're all raising these kids. And that's all, like, she's my assistant coach on the basketball team. After all the shit me and her have been through, like, she is coaching the twins with me. We're coaching our kids together. You know what I mean? So, shit, I feel like if we could do it, and our shit was wild, and the world's seen it, like, to me, that should always be a goal, because it wasn't about her and I's not connecting no more. It's about the two boys we made that we're going to have to parent, you know, while we're on this earth.
That's beautiful.
That's real.
For sure, though.
That's real.
On this show, we ask all our guests, what are you working on to improve yourself personally?
Ooh, counseling.
Counseling.
Receiving counseling?
You're going to counseling.
Yeah.
I think
Or solo.
Yeah, solo, and we do couples counseling. And not that anything is bad. I just feel like for so long, like I have a lot of childhood. Before, back in the day, it's just this motherfucker's crazy. Matt's crazy. Matt's this. Matt's that. Why is he like this? And to me, that was just my energy as an athlete and a competitor. But at the end of the day, like there is some crazy shit up in here, and I feel like it's probably because of my childhood or situations I've been through. And I think in the black community, too often we're too proud to admit, like you said earlier, like motherfuckers is too cool to go out there and dance when they know they can really, you know what I mean? I think so often as men, we're too proud to show weakness, to show having fun, to show this, to show that. So, you know, I think my thing is really just being able to, you know, I just turned 42 last month, and, you know, look in the mirror and see my soul. You know what I mean? So to me, to be able to see that clearly, I feel like there's shit that I need to fix in the past so I can continue to evolve as a father, a partner to my girl, a businessman, whatever the fuck I'm doing. I feel like I really need to have. And you know, in our situations too, it's hard. You can't just tell anyone about our lifestyles, particularly you, because you have a woman in the spotlight too. So it's just like you can't run into like, so we got into it with you can't tell you unless you really like. You could tell your brother, but you can't. So most of the time, as athletes and people, like we don't have someone we could really like, and sometimes we just gotta unload. I'm a motherfucker that'll keep it in until I fight somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
why
that's
not?
us too.
So why not just unload that shit and get in response tools to be able to understand it moving forward? So when you ask me like, what am I doing to better myself? I feel like counseling is helping me be a better person just across the board in everything I do.
I applaud you for that, because I still have yet to. And I know I should. Yeah, I know I should. Too.
I participated before.
Yeah, no, I've participated before, but I haven't been consistent, and I know it's me. Like I know enough about myself to where it's like I know I'm not gonna come back next week.
I only did 2 sessions, but it was actually very.
No, that's the thing. Like you take.
I was at a high strung moment.
Take away, you take away what you need to, but at the same time, there is work to be done. Like it's not just you. It's not just like going in, unloading, and then it's like, man, I feel great, and I can go on and do what I need to do. No, it's a whole process.
Rebuild.
And that's what I'm scared. That's really what I'm scared of. Like
I think it's there's a work that has to be done. I think there's a misconception that you have to keep going in there though.
No. I'm just saying, like, for somebody who doesn't know. Like, I know enough about myself to the fact that I'm not going to go back, but at the same time, I still know that
you kind of need somebody to guide you.
I need it, and I need to do that work in order to not have to come back.
To know what your deficiencies are. You know what I mean? And I was lucky to shout out my girl. My girl found me someone that I could fuck with, you know, like he's a mixed dude, black dude, and I think back Mexican, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But like I always just had a hard time, and I say this all due respect, like I don't feel like I can talk to someone in a different ethnicity, particularly because you find most people are, you know, and I'm not stereotyping, but you know, some white people that have never been through some of the shit. How can you tell me how to fix some shit you've never? You could study just like hooping, just like Stephen A. Smith. He could tell you about the game, but he's never really been in the game. So I feel like, how can you tell me how to fix the kind of shit I'm going through that started, you know, when I was shitting on myself or peeing on myself as a child, when you've never walked a day in my shoes, you know what I mean? So I say, like, my girl found me someone that is mixed race. You know, I'm Italian and black, so someone found someone that I could really relate to, that had a similar past. So to me, it's a lot easier being able to speak to him because I feel like he's been through some of the shit I done been through. You know what I mean? And I feel like, and it's weird too, because I've done couples counseling in the past, and it was kind of in one ear out the other, the divorce game. You know, this shit, you know, like this shit is like, I mean, my days are busy, but I look forward to like, yo, I'm gonna get a good hour and a half session. I feel like I'm gonna come out with, you know, some, like you said, some shit That's to dope. Work on to continue to try to better myself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I had a little,
but it's gotta be you. You gotta want it.
Yeah, I seen her. Like I went to see. It was a little white lady. You know me. I was telling her everything. I ain't go. I told her everything I was going through. I was letting the whole clip go, but I was already. I was so high strung when I went in there. Like I was sick. Like I'm like, gee, if I ain't talk to her, like you said, I knew somebody getting hurt next. Like I remember that feeling. I'm like, somebody's getting hurt. Like, I really don't care. Like, I hope nobody say nothing to me in the next game. Like, I hope nobody.
But too many people get to the stage like we've been in the past where we don't let it out, so the next stage happens. You know what I mean? That next, and luckily with us, if it's just a game, a mix-up, but motherfuckers is taking people's lives because
For sure.
all this shit is built up in their head and they don't have no one to turn to.
That's why I'm happy I got brothers, man. Every time I got boiled to
Gotta
a
have
boiling
somebody.
point, me and dude fought, man. All my scars and stitches, all that
We
shit.
fought for real though.
For real, yeah. My
it's
mama used to
fun.
be like, my mama used to scream like, y'all go kill each other. Like, this like my best friend now. Cause I know though, when I fight somebody, G, I don't really fight them. Like, if I fight somebody that's random on the street, that's one energy. When you fighting somebody because it's like, I know he not fighting me. Well, now I know he not fighting me because he hated me. Back then I probably did think he hated me. But you don't fight somebody that you love with the intention of, I'm going to put him to sleep. And now you punching them like, I want you to be on the same page as me.
You're gonna learn this lesson.
Yeah, I want you to.
That's what it is.
I don't want you to irritate me because I do want to live with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm only doing this because I really love you.
I really love you, dude. Like, but you
Yeah,
didn't
'cause I love
listen, and you not respecting me right now. So I gotta let you know you gotta get up off me. So
And we in
fight.
tight quarters to begin with. So like, I'm tired of your
Man,
bullshit
tight
anyway.
quarters, tight quarters.
that's
Yeah.
all.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
tight
dog.
quarters.
Oh
Come on,
man.
man.
But it's having that. Like another guy I gotta thank, J.R. Smith. People was wondering, they always talk about my relationship with J.R. Smith and where that comes from. J.R. Smith, Kyrie Irving, Chris Copeland, Jared Jack. Those four guys I've played one-on-one with I don't know how many times. And it's gonna be almost a fight every time. And I want to be on the same side as somebody I know.
Want it that bad.
He wanted so bad. Like, people can say what they want about J.R. Smith. If I asked J.R. to play one-on-one, he was going to play. We got kicked off the court for playing one-on-one. Woody done cursed us out. T. Lou done cursed us out, said we going too hard. J.R. logging too many minutes. Iman, you crazy. Why do this dude want to play one-on-one? Today we just supposed to get shots. Y'all are supposed to be taking care of y'all body today. But the competitive nature kicks in. Me and JR looking at it like, shit, last game I only got 16 minutes. You in 21. We used to play 30 once. We can at least get 4 games in today. At least 4. We good.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? But I always had that guy, like, JR, you get a rebound, something happened. Like, JR never swung on me. And now, I hate dude. Like, we go get in the locker room. Boy, you soft. Hey, though, but look at this. You seen this? It be like, people be coming in there nervous with the towels on, nervous. Like, oh, they finna be. We be sitting there tickled to death, laughing at something. What you say you competitive at now that basketball ain't?
Coaching my kids.
That's the most competitive?
I love it. Yeah.
You're that coach? Are you
No, I'm not yelling
Are
or
you
anything.
hat on up and down with the pace?
No.
Are you clipboard?
No. Hell no.
Back?
I'm Phil Jackson. So when Phil Jackson,
He's in, man.
it's mine.
man.
So I try to
Yeah.
teach all these kids about life and just about the overall picture and the team, and everyone has a role. And like, to me, I love it because like I said, we got a good team. So to me, it's my competitiveness is just getting the kids better, but then also knowing that I know there's not another 13U in the coach in the country that's going to outthink me basketball. You know what I mean? So at the end of the game, we're running screen and rolls with the shake behind it, with a diver on the baseline. Like, we're running shit at our age that they run in the league. You know what I mean? So that's kind of my competitiveness. Like, if you guys do your job on the court, I'm going to cuss the refs out and I'm going to outthink the other coach. So all you guys got to do is hoop.
Yeah.
And
go
shit,
hard.
We thankfully
They
rode
can't
that to
say
the
he
top.
wrong. They can't say he wrong.
Yeah, like don't say nothing to the rest. I'm gonna cuss them out because motherfuckers. You trying to tell me like I used to get weekends what $2,500 for a tee in the league? Like, motherfucker, you can't fine me for getting a technical foul when I'm in. Man, fuck you. Fuck you and that bullshit call. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, yeah, let me talk to the refs.
So if you
and then let me-
saying, so she must be
No,
getting
so
up.
she's fire.
Oh,
So
she
she's
going
crazy.
everywhere.
So I don't need. I could play the cool
Good
like.
cop, bad cop.
Yeah. She'll
They a
come in the
real
huddle and
team.
cuss the team out. Like, I'll do when needed. Like I said, I understand being an athlete. Like, first of all, I'm a lot bigger than these guys. So anytime you're yelling
Looking
down or
down.
something,
Yeah,
like
don't
to
be
me,
intimidating
to me,
folk.
it's always about it. To me, if you want to bring people with you, this is in life or sports. You got to go down to the level, make them understand, make them trust you, then try to bring them to where you're trying to go. If I feel like you're just trying to cuss, and I even remember when I first started coaching my kids, they were 8 right when I retired. I would get down and take a knee. So I'm looking at you in your eye instead of looking like, look at this big mother. So to me, it's just, I want to try to build their mind of the game. Like, I don't have enough time to teach you the skill. I'm too busy in my own life. So that's for the rest of the team. That's on you. But I'm going to teach you how to think this motherfucking game and play the game the right way. That'll hopefully put you in a position to succeed in high school, college, and beyond if you're lucky enough.
And you're really building consciousness.
Yeah, that's not self-awareness.
Like that's not something you really can be taught at school. Can't be like, you know, like what he's saying, like being able to, basically he's teaching the kids not only basketball, but kind of how to navigate through life, like, and how to be a man, like, you know, like respecting others, or knowing that I got people who got my back and who say they, you know, they saying they fuck with me. Like he's saying like, yo, y'all don't have to talk to the refs. Like, I know this nigga don't, you know,
he not gonna play about it.
Yeah, I know he not lying. I done seen him go off his,
so I'm gonna do my part.
Yeah, that's it. Go
like,
have fun.
Yeah, like you really can't go against it. Like I've never had an AAU coach or a YMCA coach where I'm just like, oh, he used to play. He know what's going on. You know,
my dad.
Well,
I knew my dad did. Shorty will smack me in the back of the head during the game.
Yeah, he ain't never took a knee or none of that. Yeah, like he'll say, he gonna talk down on you. Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was stupid. Sit down. Sit down.
Sit your mother. Sit down.
No clipboard, no nothing. He ain't dressing up. He not even clean.
Nah, but I just try to be fair. You know what I mean? Especially too, you know, because I have two boys, and you know, it's to the point where I don't run. It's not like the Twins team. We're running plays like one starts, one doesn't, and I feel like if I would let the one that doesn't deserve to start, I would be handicapping them moving forward. Like, nah, bro, you see, you got to work out. You got to get better. Like, my kids have always had the mind for the game because they were around it and got to travel with me and see CP in action, see Steph in action, see Kobe in action, like, and then hang out with them in the locker room and talk to them. Like, that shit, you can't pay for that kind of knowledge that they were able to soak up. But like most kids, they wanted to play video games on their off time. So I was never a dad that you better go work out. Like, that was never me. I was just, like I said earlier, if you want to work out, I'm going to put you in a position. So now that they're 13 and they want to start working out, like, I'm putting them with the best trainers, and it's dope just to see them improve steadily. But I'm not going to be like, okay, because you're my son, let me get you all the plays and all the shots and you're going to start it. Nah, you motherfuckers got to earn it. And sometimes both of them sit on the bench during crunch time, but they're up there cheering because they know, okay, we're going to go home, we're going to work, and we're going to get better, and we're going to be in this. And then
natural interest.
And then you know, and we just had a tournament in Dallas, and one of the twins has 7 threes in the championship game, like hit every single shot. It's just like, so to me, it's just really learning, because I'm not always going to be your coach. You know what I mean? So it's not always going to be like, okay, my dad's going to cut me some slack. I don't cut them slack for that reason, because I want to prepare them for when they move on to another coach. Like, I'm going to teach you how to play basketball. Fuck me being your dad. I'm going to teach you how to play basketball, then I'm going to be your dad outside of that.
That's crazy. I'm glad you said that, because I ain't going to lie to you, man. I have a son. That nigga is starting, bro. I don't give a fuck. Hey, listen, I'm going to let everybody know this right now.
You don't give a fuck how bad he is.
I don't give a fuck what my son got going on. If I'm coaching, he's starting. You hear me? Yeah, he going crazy. Period. Y'all don't care. Y'all better make sure y'all run back real hard when my son turn it over. Real talk. We gonna make sure my son get right, because I don't know how to be that parent. We gonna transition to the fan question. We always gonna tap in and give a fan a shot to get their question answered. I'm gonna give my honest opinion. Ahrii, what we got?
A fan question today is from Flyboy Ant 23. He wants to know, Iman, if you feel like you've been blackballed from the NBA.
This is your platform too, so talk your shit.
Yeah. Blackballed, I feel like, is a strong word. I feel like
What word should we be using?
I feel like blackball makes it specifically don't let Iman Shumpert play on the team. I don't feel that that's what it is. Yeah. I feel that there has been a weird tag put on my name that's more like he comes with a lot. Because I totally get it. I'm a big personality. Whether I play or not, I'm probably going to have something going on for me as far as just off the court. If I don't got shit going on, if my wife come to the game, we got something going on. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think that because, like he was saying, they've sort of pushed that style of play, that blue collar, blue collar, I don't want to be politically correct style guy is damn near non-existent in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, the couple of guys that do a little bit of roughhousing, as we could call it, looking at it now, even when they do it, like he said, they're sore thumb. Like, what are you doing? Right. And it's like, bro, honestly, if I was playing offense when he did that, that wouldn't even look like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have sold that. Like that wasn't that bad. He's just playing hard, but you'll see it now and see that they don't really want that guy. If you're taking away those things and you're looking at it as an owner or a GM and you're saying, you know, if you're allowing me to play that way, I see it as like how you can't leave Iman on paper.
Right.
But if you're saying we're going to play this nice finesse game, you're basically telling Iman to play a different style game, and you're saying like, can I get this 32-year-old now? Well, I'll be 32 by the time they can make a call again. It'd be like, can we get a 32-year-old to now change his style of play? Yeah, change who he is and buy in.
New tricks.
Yeah, is he gonna buy into it? And I feel like that's what it is. I don't feel like it's a blackball. I really don't feel like any guy in the league can go out here and say, I wasn't a good teammate. Like they don't like having me on the same side as them. Like, I don't think that there's anybody in the league that's gonna say that. Or even if it's a coach, like I feel like I got into it with a couple of coaches, but the coaches that I get into it with, as far as it's like, I take it as a care. Like if a coach comes out of his character and starts screaming at me and we, you know, the professional line gets stepped on a little bit, it's like, bro, we're trying to win. Like at some point you might go outside your suit, and that's cool to me, bro. That's cool. I got kids, like.
But I got to say something back to you though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. If they cross that line, like I've had a couple coaches that have crossed that professional. You can coach me all you want, but at some point you're talking to the man that has kids. Real talk. So you're not gonna say that to me.
And it's like, and if we can have that exchange,
I love that.
And then
I had that with Doc Rivers, but he traded me soon after. But we had that shit.
See, me and Mike Woodson had that. Yeah. That's why me and Woody got along. We got into it a little bit, and then. After that, I was like, I'll run through a wall for you, Joe. Like,
so basically, you feel like it's like you kind of being crucified.
Like
for
he
your
wants
perception.
it that much. First of all, they're only really yelling at you because they care about it. Like if you couldn't play, they wouldn't really talk to you or waste their time.
Yeah, you know I just felt like with me out there, who wants? You don't want Iman to come be quiet. There's no way you call me to come be quiet and stand there, bro. You know that. Like you could go look at any footage of me. I've never sat there quiet. Anytime I had to sit there quiet and not do nothing and stay like that, you go look at my numbers, I had an awful game. You find a game where I'm active, I'm getting rebounds, I'm yelling, I'm cursing people out, I'm getting into it with people. I have a great game, we're going to win. Even if you can't measure my stats, you're going to watch the game and be like, yo, you was out there hooping today.
Yeah, that's funny. It made me think, because, I work for the Kings now. I do pregame, halftime, postgame. I was reading an article.
So hurt when they let me go there.
That's why I read an article about you being let go and how it fucked, like it's been downhill since that. But I'm saying,
fucked it up.
No, that it's been downhill for that organization since that, because they said they needed someone like you to pump fresh blood and energy and life to a team that had no identity. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's with a young De'Aaron Fox. They're trying to figure out who's the leader. And they said like every day coming in the locker room, they would hear a certain voice. They knew it was your voice. So even though you quote unquote were the star player or the best player, like you were the leader of a group of dudes that really fuck with you. And I remember reading how disappointed the players were when they had to let you go.
I was the team that we had. I think that when I got there, I had plantar fasciitis, couldn't play, and people were talking to me like, people in the organization though. They're like, we know you're not gonna be here next year. Shit. I'm like, fuck y'all talking about, bro? I'm finna fix this wheel. We finna hoop. What you talking about? Like, I'm like, these kids 22, they want to run and gun, bro. Like, I'm finna love this. I haven't ran. I'm like, I haven't played in a running style offense. I'm like, we pretty strategic in Cleveland, brother. Like, by the fourth quarter, we walking it up, and y'all finna deal with 100 moves because Kyrie Irving is out of his mind. So De'Aaron Fox is still trying to figure it out. He don't really know what's going on. He could drop 30 and barely sweat. You know what I'm saying? Like, Buddy Hield, I've never seen somebody have so much going on in their mind and shoot that good. Like, crazy. I'm like, he mad at this person, mad at that person, trying to be the leading scorer at the end of the night, He thinking about his percentage, what Kobe think, what shoes he got on, did he pray before? Like, he had so much going. No bullshit. And I'd never forget just being like, bro, let's let him worry about that. Like, you know what?
Right. Leave him
For
alone.
some reason, you could shoot. So we just made it a weapon, bro. Like, we was like all to the point where if Buddy touched the ball, I don't give a fuck what. Like, I'll curse you out if you ain't act like that shot was going in. I'll be damn near finna fight you. Like, with the whole, I'm talking about the whole organization. If Buddy touched and get ready to shoot, like, it was different. Like, we all knew each other. I felt like we was
relationships with all
the first time we hung out, I'm like, y'all most awkward, y'all don't like each other. What's going on with y'all, man? I'm asking Vince Carter was up. I'm Vince, what's going on? He's like, man, I don't know what's up with
like,
you.
I tried.
Yeah, he like, man, I've told him to come to dinner, man. They don't show up to dinner. He like, I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's going on
They still
with
lost,
him, man.
bro. But no, I was reading the article to say, like, just your imprint on that team, like you said, it sometimes wouldn't show up in the stat sheet, but like they knew. It was like you had some good scoring games over there.
No, for sure.
Like you knew, like you had an imprint on that team, and it was just from you being you.
Yeah, I would say, Flyboy, and was it Flyboy?
Yeah, Flyboy and 23.
My boy, I don't think I'm blackballed. I think the style of play has changed. And I think it's just going to take us a little bit more time to find the right situation. I don't think I'll ever say that I retired from basketball. I feel the same as y'all. I get all y'all DMs. I was just playing him a DM from Buddy earlier. Buddy left me a voice note telling me how I should still be in the league. He don't understand what's going on. He felt I was blackballed too. I'm a super competitive person. I'll never say that I retired from basketball. It's either I'm getting paid to play on that team, and I can have that conversation with my kids and my wife, or I can't, and I'll play for fun and play to the side over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still probably going to end up doing a little pro-am tour and doing that every summer if I can't. But I've literally, you know what I'm saying, don't have a situation I could bring up where I could say, yeah, this is why I'm blacked out the league. Like, it just there will be none of that. I feel like we all gonna hoop till the day we just can't get it done no more. Like, I'm sure you get out there and still go at yourself.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Nah, bro, I played till I was 37. I played 15 years. I was like, it's funny. Like,
so
my
your sons let
transition-
it go? Like, they'll say, like, Dad, you can't.
They
like,
talk a little. I mean, I'll play horse with them, or like, because they're still young, too young. By the time they're ready to really bump, like, I'll probably, you know what I mean?
That's what
Another
I'm
2 or
saying.
3
I'm
years.
surprised. I feel like 13, 14 is when
no, they
feel
can
like they
a little
got
bit.
the speed.
They've been able to outshoot me and do all that shit, and their skill level is better than mine.
But you ain't gonna give them the ones.
I'll just fucking push them on the ground if they beat me. Like, they're not gonna beat me yet. That's just shit. Just ain't. And there's 2 of them, so they think they tough. So, worst case scenario, you'll probably see me showing Carter's bloody lip on like, well, they thought they could play with Dad, and they just wasn't ready for that shit.
Yeah, I missed out on that.
Yeah.
The bloody lip.
As soon as they become a teenager, man, I threw him up against
Hey, this
the
how we
garage.
used. This how we used to play.
Right. We know that too well.
Right.
We know that too well.
Oh man, yeah, you know that too well.
No, we.
You know that too well.
We.
I seriously appreciate you, coming by, just giving us some insight. Like I said, this is our first time doing the podcast. We're huge fans of you and Stacks podcast. Before we get off, man, anything that you do want to make sure that you promo, we gonna make sure you need to drop.
Yeah, so
what
I
you
just
got.
be looking for my kids. Barnes Boys podcast, and we got the series coming soon with Showtime. Man, like, to me, it's my time to shine is behind me. Like, to me, it's about propping my kids up and their crew around them to try to help them put in position to succeed in life.
Shout out to that, being a washed parent. It ain't about us no more.
Right.
We washed.
Right.
Let me sit in the back and just smoke my weed. Let's go. Yeah, go get it. That's all I want to do. That's it. At this point, that's all I want to do, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. No doubt.
Cool.